Hey man, yes. Gerald Peters. Let me get this camera straight. Welcome back to the channel. Always remember, listen, whatever it is you think about comes about. And I promise you, whatever it is you focus on, that is what grows. Today I was sitting there doing my weekend homework and came across the chart and I said, hey, let me stop. I keep meaning to do a video on this. This is the killer if you're a day trader. It can be useful to understand the concept and know it in your swing trading. It just helps to know it if you're a buy and holder, even if you're a buy and holder. And it deals with market structure. And that's what we're going to talk about. You know that the money flow is all about the 4 stages of price movement. Let's pull up this a visual picture here of the 4 stages. This is on page 10 of the Peters report. If you go on there and you look, you'll see this picture here with the sideways movement. We call that accumulation. The move up, we call that the markup or the uptrend. And the move to the left, we call that distribution. So these 4 stages are how, as a money flow trader, money flow trading system, because this is at its core. And then we combine this with our 6 indicators and oscillators. We can use this to get a picture of where price is and where price is headed, and it's not in a predictive manner. It's more reacting to what is. So this stage 4, you think of this line right here. When you see the line, think of that line as the 20-day moving average. It is also core at our strategy. Time is fractal. Bitcoin is fractal. Money is fractal. Trading is fractal. The time frames, we call this time continuity, where you're trying to get, you got a daily chart. You could drop down to, say, a 1-hour chart and then a 5-minute chart. Well, time continuity would mean you're trying to get the longer term with the medium term and the short term to line up. So we know the long-term trend may be to the upside. Say we're looking at the daily and it shows an uptrend. Well, then we get to a 1 hour and it's been pulling back. Well, we're going to wait for that to set up. And then we're waiting for that lower time frame to run. Then we have what we call time continuity. But what we're kind of looking at here that I wanted to really show you, and I'm going to give you a clean version of it here, is we're looking at this IBM chart. And there's probably better charts out there. I just saw this one and oh, hold on. Let me pull it up. So here's the IBM chart. And again, I'm on stockcharts.com. International Business Machines, IBM. And if you look here, I'm going to show you some money flow patterns. We got it going up. See this stage 3 here? You see that right in there? This box, you'll see another box here. These are 3s. These are stage 3s. What you see right here, that is distribution. Price stops going up. And the buyers and sellers, the volume of buying and selling is kind of matched. So you start to see this sideways price movement, right? And to consider something a stage 4, it's going to be the opposite that we saw on a stage 2, where stage 2 price was breaking out above the 20-day moving average. Here you're going to see price breaking out of the stage 3 box and at some point breaking below the 20-day moving average. So back to the IBM chart. All right, so I was just trying to show you, the 4 stages of price movement here so you can kind of get an idea. Down in here is the stage 1, okay? Now, I'm going to clean this up because what I wanted to show you, what we're seeing here is you were seeing this slope down, and typically that's what you see on a stage 4 is this kind of sloping down movement, right? But you can get into a situation where it can be kind of wide. You see you had a fake breakout here. You had another fake breakout, another fake breakout, and then a breakout. What those fake breakouts start to do is they start to create like you see with support and resistance, where it runs up and hits, comes back down, runs up and hits, comes back down, runs up and hits, comes back down. Well, once you have two, you can connect a point, right? And so you can say, okay, this is possible resistance or this is possible support. What this is showing you is you're seeing it sloping down. This is the notorious, pull this back up, sloping down channel, okay? This is a sloping down channel. And if you've ever day traded with me, you'll hear me talk about this. We're constantly looking for this because this will steal your money. And it's usually defined by what I just said there, where price starts to break out, comes back down, starts to break out, comes back down. See, now we can connect the tops, right? And so what tends to happen is the next one, it'll keep doing it. And we really cannot trust this breakout until we break out of the channel. We saw that over here. Price starts to run, comes back down, starts to run. So we really didn't have much of a channel here, but we did have 1 point, 2 point. Now I'm seeing a channel. See what I'm saying? And you're not always going to have a sloping down channel. That's not always going to be there. Okay. But when it is there, you want to be aware of it, especially in day trading, because the moment I start to see that, I can say, okay, hey, I'm not going to go as big on this trade. I still want to take my breakouts, but I want to be very aware of market structure. I want to be aware of the stage 1, the stage 2, the stage 3. I want to see those boxes. I want to see areas of support and resistance where the stock has stopped before. Let me clear this up. Let's throw on some lines, like right in here, right? What happened? Previous high. What happened? Couldn't break it, and then finally broke above it, and that becomes a zone of support at the same time. And these things, man, some of this is more art than science. It's not exact numbers. These aren't exact, but they're pretty damn close, right? And you're going to get these little run-ups, but they come back down. When they come back down, they just confirm the lines you've drawn, okay? And we even see some right in here. These are minor. I call them minor because they're not connecting major points, but we're seeing them right in there. Look at this. Now this chart is a little jumbled. Sometimes we can get some that are much clearer, but a jumbled chart is life, is reality. So let's bring this up. So really, what I was trying to point out in this video, keep your eye open for the sloping down channel. We're seeing that on a lot of charts right now, where we had this big stage 4 decline. We started to go sideways. Now as price is breaking out over here, we're on the chart where it says best time to buy. When they breaking out, what we're getting is these breakouts, and then it comes back down, then it breaks out, comes back down. And that's what builds out this, what we call not just a regular stage 4 decline. It's now began to build a channel in the same way that we might have a channel going sideways. Let me think of one that we had. Look at NVIDIA. Let me see if I can show you on a 5-minute chart. This was toward look at trading. Trading on NVIDIA was pretty lame on Friday. This, my friends, is a channel. You can see price trading inside of that channel. Same over here. The channels aren't perfect. And then once it broke the channel, look at that, became what was support. Once it's broken, now becomes resistance on the push back up. And we had a push down. So I would expect over here, if this broke and ran, it's probably going to break and run and come up to where it had stopped before, right around in there. Again, a lot of this stuff is more science than it is, or more art than science. It's general areas. It's just trying to help you see market structure as price runs through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Connect that shit to time continuity. Make sure you're looking at it on the right time frame for it to make sense. Obviously, on a 1-minute chart, you're going to have 20 or 30 stage 1, 2, 3, or 4s during the day. And on a daily chart, it's obviously going to move a hell of a lot slower. Man, I hope that helped. Digging into. Let's pull up this definition before we get out of here. Some of you may have heard this referred to as a descending channel. Same thing, descending or sloping. What we hear, the AI overview says in trading, a sloping down channel, also known as a descending channel, is a bearish chart pattern where price action moves between two downward sloping trend lines. And that's what I was showing you. Oftentimes they're caused by that breakout and then pull back, breakout and pull back. This pattern suggests that the asset's price is trending downward and is a potential sign of bearish reversal. Traders may look for selling opportunities when the price reaches the resistance line, buying opportunities when he reaches support line. So there he's talking about trying to trade inside of that pattern. You could maybe, especially if you saw it on a higher time frame, get down in the lower time frame. It might make it tradable. They say the downward sloping trend lines. The channel is formed by two downward sloping lines, a resistance line on top and a support line on bottom. These lines represent the upper and lower boundaries of price action within the channel. Obviously considered bearish, no shit. That's breakouts from a descending triangle, either above resistance or below the support line, can be strong signal, potential reversal of trend. And that's kind of what we were looking for here. Is I was seeing that on IBM, it broke out. And there's quite a few charts, if you go through and look, where we're seeing that. That suggests to me, maybe we break out on these, we start to move sideways, and then hopefully we make our run higher. We'll see. A lot of the market right now is news driven on what's happening in China right now as we speak. As I record this, supposedly American representatives are meeting with the Chinese representatives to figure out this tariff thing. Trump's already tweeted that he's looking at pulling back on the Chinese tariffs. You know, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play, man. Anyway, that's my little lesson today on sloping down channels, man. I hope that helps. And I appreciate if there's anything I can do, just let me know. God bless.